Tasha P doing this one here. 45 seconds before news time.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: a $4 million jetty for Ansdime nearing completion. The Carry Commission that observes St. Lucia's general elections this week says electors were able to exercise their franchise in a peaceful, orderly, and transparent manner. And the U.S. Supreme Court to consider Trump's bid to end birthright citizenship. And in the morning sports report, Justin Graves scores an impressive unbeaten double century as the West Indies earns a draw in first test with New Zealand. Details of the morning news right after this.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. Here now is our lead story. A $4 million jetty for Ansdime is nearing completion. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit led a delegation to the area this week.
This area is an official port of entry, and it is definitely a fishing community.
It's about $4 million and it's the first phase, and we look forward to that first phase being completed. Once that is done, then we'll move to the customs and immigration offices to enhance the living conditions and the operating facilities of the customs and immigration. So I want to thank the fishermen and the community of Ansdime and Benz for their patience and understanding and for working with us to achieving this milestone. And I want to recognize the advocacy of both the current PAL rep and the former current PAL rep, Honorable Joseph, former PAL rep, Honorable Rosin Paul, who earlier advocated many times for this, but it's happening now, and I think everybody's happy that finally it is happening.
And that's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Parliamentary representative for the Ansdime constituency, Lakia Joseph, says the facility represents a milestone for the area.
This area is an official port of entry, and it is definitely a fishing community of Anzime and Ansolda. And from Portsmouth up to Marigot, the fishermen, up to the Kalinago territory, fishermen, hucksters, users of the port, they come in and out every day, and we have very good relationships with the French communities, and we are very happy to see the construction of this jetty. It's been decades since we've been advocating for this, and I came in as a young parliamentarian, and when I spoke to my community members, my constituency, they told me that the main priority, or our main priority, is the construction of this port, and we can finally say today that it is becoming a reality. We can see the construction, and it's very good quality work, and we are very grateful to the government of Dominica and our benefactors, and to everyone who have come on board to support this project, to assist us in any way. I really want to say a big thank you to the community of Anzime, Ansolda, and Benz, because they have been the champions behind this piece of infrastructure, and I was just the vessel passing on their message and doing the work that is necessary to bring us to this point. So once again, thank you to everyone, and we are really elated to see this project up and running and close to completion.
And that's the parliamentary representative for the Anzime constituency, Lakia Joseph. Minister for Tourism, Dennis Charles Pemberton, says the new facility will increase tourism and trade in the area.
This is a long-awaited project by the people of Anzime, and it's really going to boost tourism and trade for the people of Anzime and surrounding communities, who will also benefit from this major investment. As you know, Anzime has a lot of traffic on the weekends. There are small boats who come here. And so I am really happy that we are improving and upgrading the jetty for the people of Anzime. My interest now as Minister of Tourism is to come back with the parliamentary representative and meet with the people so we can put a plan in place. Because after the government has invested $4 million in this project, and it may cost us a bit more because of the challenges with the soil, that I want to ensure that the people benefit. So we are going to come back with the Ministry of Agriculture and Tourism in collaboration with the PALREP, and we're going to put an economic plan to ensure that the people can take advantage of the new opportunities that's going to emerge, especially with the boost in regional tourism.
And that's the Minister for Tourism, Denise Charles Pemberton. Other news this morning, 24-year-old Yannick Blanc of Granby is awaiting sentencing from the court following his guilty plea to manslaughter of Jason Sorrendo of the same community. Ronaldo Luke Pascal picks up the story.
During a recent court hearing, Blanc pleaded not guilty to murder but admitted guilt to the lesser charge of manslaughter. The plea was accepted by the prosecution, led by Senior Counsel Keith Scotland, assisted by State Attorney Kevin Julian. According to the facts of the case, on August 15, 2023, Blanc attended an event in Granby where he was carrying an unlicensed firearm. Whilst heading home, he fired shots in the air near Sorrendo and a French national. Later, both men went to Blanc's yard and demanded the gun. A struggle followed, during which Blanc shot Sorrendo after realizing he was also armed with a firearm. Blanc fled the scene with both weapons and remained on the run for 1 day. He attempted to leave the country but later surrendered at the Portsmouth police station. During the hearing, his attorney pleaded for leniency, arguing that the incident was a case of self-defense. Justice Sujela McDowell is expected to hand down her sentence following the guilty plea to manslaughter.
Meantime, at the magistrate's court, a primary school teacher who was recently acquitted of causing death by dangerous driving was rearrested and charged with handling a stolen firearm.
John Elwin Christopher of Penville, who resides in Portsmouth, is accused of dishonestly receiving a Raven .25 pistol valued at EC $1,200, knowing or believing the firearm to be a stolen property. When the matter was called before the magistrate's court, Christopher was not required to enter a plea, as the offense is indictable and is expected to be tried at the High Court. The prosecution raised no objection to bail, which was granted in the sum of $20,000 with one surety. No bail conditions were attached, and he is scheduled to return to court on March 12, 2026 for the commencement of the preliminary inquiry. On November 24th, A 9-member jury found Christopher not guilty of causing the death of 68-year-old Joan Avis Robinson of Portersville, which occurred on August 1st, 2022 at Lago Portsmouth. Meanwhile, Magistrate Michael Loda has denied bail to a secondary school teacher charged with 14 firearm and ammunition-related offenses. The accused, Nathaniel Michael John of Paybush, who resides in Bonn, pleaded not guilty to possession of 5 firearms, over 100 rounds of ammunition, and 50 spent shells without being the holder of a firearm and ammunition license. Defense attorneys Wayne Norrie and Gina Abraham Thomas applied for bail, arguing that the firearms were low-caliber hunting weapons and it was not in the public's interest to deny bail to a secondary school teacher of over 17 years. However, Director of Public Prosecution Shuma Darampal strongly objected, citing public safety concerns and the recent rise in firearm violence. In his ruling, Magistrate Michael Loda pointed to the sharp rise in offenses involving firearms as a serious concern, weighing heavily against bail. He ruled that the accused had not met the legal requirement for bail to be granted in the public's interest and concluded that releasing John would pose a serious risk to public safety. The matter was adjourned to March 12, 2026 for the commencement of the trial. Ronaldo Luke Pascal reporting for DBS News.
Other news this morning, Minister for Health, Cassani Laville, says the commissioning of a new 89-kilowatt solar PV system at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital will improve energy efficiency and reduce electricity costs. The solar PV system is funded by direct relief at a cost of $250,000.
This initiative represents a significant investment in sustainability, resilience, and the financial stability of our national hospital, elements that are vital for enhancing the health and well-being of our community. On behalf of the government of Dominica, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the numerous partners, dedicated technicians, and teams whose hard work and expertise have made this completion and commissioning possible today. I say thank you. I want to express my gratitude to all the contributors, including Direct Relief, the OECS Commission, DOMLEC, the Dominica Hospitals Authority, engineering team, the project management unit. I say thank you. Your unwavering dedication not only enhances the operations of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, but it also instills greater public confidence in the ongoing transformation of our healthcare sector.
And that's the Minister for Health, Cassani Laville, the interim Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Dr. Kenneth Daru.
By investing in clean energy solutions, we take a decisive step towards mitigating climate change impacts and enhancing the resilience of our healthcare facilities against environmental threats. In tandem with our commitment to renewable energy, we're excited to share that we'll soon be implementing a hospital management information system, HMIS. This initiative will facilitate a significant transition to paperless operations here at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, which aligns perfectly with our goals of creating greener and cleaner processes within our institution. Reducing our reliance on paper not only helps us protect our natural resources, but also streamlines operations, improves efficiency, and enhances patient care. By digitizing our records and operations for the HMIS, we can minimize waste, improve data accuracy, and allocate our resources more effectively, ultimately leading to better health outcomes.
And that's the interim Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Dr. Kenneth Daru. The Chief Election Officer in Dominica, Anthea Joseph, says the Electoral Commission is taking steps to ensure that individuals who are unable to visit the confirmation centers are accommodated. Joseph says to assist with the process, the Commission will provide mobile kits at confirmation centers across the 21 constituencies on Wednesdays.
We have catered for them as it pertains to confirmation. We have mobile kits. We have 5 mobile kits at the office, which we We'll rotate around the 21 constituencies, and we will be able to set up for them on a Wednesday. Why Wednesday? Because on Wednesdays, the confirmation offices are closed, so their process at home. Now, what we are asking that the families ensure that they have their IDs. They must have either a passport or a social security card or a driver's license that is valid. And they must be dressed properly in order to take a photo, as we are required to take a photo for their ID cards. So we are asking that they are prepared when we come to the homes to do the confirmation process.
And that's the Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph. She has encouraged individuals who wish to be facilitated via the mobile kits to contact the office.
So all you need to do is register your name at the electoral office. You can call our hotline 617-9595, or you can call 266-3336 or 266-3186, and you will register the name of the person and the community where they are and the polling district where they normally vote. However, if you don't remember the polling district, we will find it. Once we have the name of the person and their community, and you leave a contact number so we can contact you to let you know when we will be coming to your area. So we want to sensitize the public on that. We want persons to begin to take advantage of the mobile kits.
And that's the Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph. The Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Myung-ming, has praised the progress and quality of work on the new Kalibishi Primary School, a project funded under the China-Dominica Cooperation, describing the facilities as beautiful, comfortable, and of high quality. The ambassador says he was pleased to see that the project was advancing smoothly.
I'm very happy to see this project has been going on very smoothly. The progress is good, the quality is good. I'm very happy and extremely happy to see the ceiling is high. It's even higher than what I saw in China, in Chinese schools. And I'm really happy for those students because this school will be a very beautiful and comfortable place for them to study. Though it's comfortable, I strongly encourage students to study hard. Don't forget to study because to learn is the most important thing for the students. You have the library, you have the computer room.
And that's the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Myung-ming. The CARICOM mission that observes St. Lucia's general elections this week says electors were able to exercise their franchise in a peaceful, orderly, and transparent manner. An official statement released yesterday by the 11-member mission cited positive takeaways from the voting process, including the timely opening of polling stations and the efficiency and professionalism of polling staff. The delegation noted the presence of personal attacks and accusations during the campaign season, saying they reflected the high stakes and the dynamic, evolving political landscape of the region. The statement indicated that the mission was not informed of, nor did it observe, election-related violence in St. Lucia. Finally, this morning, the U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to decide the legality of President Donald Trump's bid to end birthright citizenship as the Republican administration continues its broad immigration crackdown. Following its announcement on Friday, the conservative-dominated court did not set a date for oral arguments in the case, but it is likely to be early next year with a ruling in June. Several lower courts have blocked as unconstitutional Trump's attempts to put restrictions on the law that states that anyone born on U.S. soil is automatically an American citizen. It is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's news. Don't go away. The sports report comes up shortly.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with cricket news. Justin Graves scored an unbeaten double century as the West Indies achieved an unlikely draw with New Zealand in the first test match this morning. The West Indies, chasing 531 to win, resumed from an overnight score of 212 for 4. Shea Hope added a few to his overnight tally and he was dismissed for 140. With Hope's dismissal, many felt it was just a matter of time before the West Indies were all out, but Graves and Kema Roach defied all odds and batted the West Indies to their most famous draw in history. Graves made 202 not out, batting for 9 hours. Kema Roach a career best 58 not out as he batted for almost 5 hours. The West Indies reached 457 for 6 at Storms on the 5th and final day. The 457 for 6 is the second highest score in the 4th innings of a test match. The final scores in that test match, New Zealand 231 and 466 for 6 declared. The West Indies 167 and 457 for 6. The match ended in a draw. Justin Graves was named the man of the match. The second test match will get underway on Thursday. Certainly a brave effort for the West Indies team and full marks to the players, Shea Hope, Justin Graves, and of course Kema Roach. They batted with determination to end the match when it looked like the West Indies were going to lose this one. Again, congratulations, the West Indies. You were able to draw a tough test match. Let's bring you some more cricket news. The second Ashes test between England and Australia at Brisbane. Let's look at the scores. England batting first made 334. Joe Root 138 not out. Michelle Stark 6 for 75. Australia in reply 511. Michelle Stark 77. Jake Weatherald 72. Manus Labuschagne 65. Stephen Smith 61. And Alex Carew 68. Well, England batting again in all sorts of trouble. 128 for 6. Stark has 2 wickets so far. Let's look at the scores again. England batting first 334. Australia replying with 511. And England in the second innings 128 for 6. A new champion can be crowned later today as the curtains come down on the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dominica Cricket Association Intermediate League. The Kalinago Blasters will take on the Police in the finals at Geneva Playing Field in Granby. Both teams advanced with comprehensive wins in their semi-finals last weekend. The Blasters blew apart the Reuben Bakery Christians by over 300 runs with centuries from Dione Roll and Darren Toussaint and an 8-wicket haul from Joel Dura, while Jason Lamoth did it with the bat and ball to lead the Police to a win over the defending champion Starlights. This morning's finals will get underway from 10 o'clock. Some football news now. South City came from a goal down to beat the Derby Boys to move on to the next round of the DFA's Division 1 President's Cup last night at the DFA Technical Center. Walter Greenaway had put the Derby Boys up, but then South City responded with 4 unanswered goals to win the match by 4-1. Sherwin Williams, Adrian Raphael, Xavier Michel, and Noah Joseph got a goal each for South City. The tournament continues tonight with the Police Sports Club taking on Warner at 6:30 at the Almond Park. Let's go back to some cricket news. Cricket West Indies President Dr. Kishore Shallow says he will not relinquish his role as President of Cricket West Indies despite being named as St. Vincent and the Grenadines Minister of Tourism and Maritime Affairs. There was widespread speculation that the 41-year-old Shallow would have to step down from his position at Cricket West Indies after securing victory in last Thursday's general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking in Trinidad this week, Shallow disclosed that he will see out the remainder of his 3-year term as Cricket West Indies president. Dr. Shallow says the position of president of Cricket West Indies is an executive role. It is a chair of a board, and there have been many instances across the region and even internationally where chairs have been members of parliament, and so this is not something new. He said he's confident he can manage both roles. Shallow said he made the decision to remain as Cricket West Indies president after discussing the matter with his directors as well as officials from the sports governing body, the International Cricket Council. Let's stay with cricket news. Noel Leo cracked a half-century of just 15 balls to power St. Lucia to a 5-wicket series clinching win over Dominica as the two sides continued with their 23 and under 50-over series at Botanic Gardens on Friday. The match was reduced to 20 overs a side due to rain. Dominica batted first and scored 149 for 9. Luvio Charles got 72 and Jed Joseph 19. Jaden Earlybox took 4 for 35 for St. Lucia. The visitors replied with 153 for 5 in 16.3 overs to win by 5 wickets. Noel Leo smashed 57, getting his 50 from 15 balls. Theo Edward added 48. Arsenio Fontaine picked up 3 for 17 for the Dominica team. St. Lucia now has a 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. Here is the St. Lucia captain, Noel Leo.
and just be myself. The team needed me. As I said last night in the team meeting, just go out, back yourself, and the guys support me.
How satisfied are you with this overall team performance, though, beating Dominica twice?
Well, I'm fully satisfied, first of all, because beating Dominica in Dominica, that's very good for us. And then the guys back themselves, and I back them fully also.
Right, an opportunity now for a clean sweep. What will be the discussions like with the guys, to not let their guard down as you get set for that third and final game?
Well, we want a clean sweep because we want to show Dominica we come here not to have fun, but it's to enjoy and also bring the trophy back home.
And that's the St. Lucia captain, Noel Leo. Here now is the Dominica captain, Stefan Pascal.
Well, I called for a better performance to the bat. I felt that we had one, in a shortened game as well. But kudos to Luvio, he played really well. But I felt he needed some more support, but he didn't really get that throughout the inning. I still feel that total was enough to defend. But kudos to Noel Leo and the start that he gave the St. Lucian team. That was really well played on his part. And since then, we were always on the back foot. We were always playing catch-up, and it just really took us away from the game. The conditions were really tough to field in. The rain, it being very muddy. I wouldn't fault the guys for what happened on the field because I feel it was more self-preservation than anything. But again, that's how cricket goes. It wasn't for us to win, but we look to come out in the last game.
I was just about to ask you that. Having lost the series now, how do you sort of regroup? You have just a day off to get prepared.
Well, I feel it's just to clamp down on certain areas. We've played good cricket in patches, and we have to play a complete game. Even if a team gets off to a good start, we have to pull it back. Even if we get a good start and a couple of wickets fall, we have to pull it back as well and build up partnership. And I feel that we haven't been doing that in these past two games, so it's just to look to do that in this last game and look to come out victorious.
And that's the Dominica captain, Stefan Pascal. The third match will be played on Sunday. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says the 2026 World Cup is promising to be the biggest sporting event in history. The 2026 World Cup will be staged in the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada from the 11th of June. The 2026 World Cup will feature a record 48 teams. Speaking at the official draw on Friday, Infantino said FIFA is prepared to put on a major spectacle.
Of what will be the greatest FIFA World Cup ever. It's much more than just a sporting event. It's simply the greatest event that humanity, that mankind has ever seen and will ever see. We have three beautiful countries, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. We have 16 wonderful host cities. We have 48 excellent teams from 48 different countries around the world who will compete in 104 matches to become the one and only world champion. What an exciting summer from the 11th of June to the 19th of July that we will have here. This will be unique, this will be stellar, this will be spectacular because we'll have 7 million people in the stadiums. We will have 2, 3, 4 times more millions of people coming to the US, to Canada, to Mexico, just to feel the vibe of the World Cup. We'll have 6 billion people watching the World Cup from home, from all over the world.
And that's the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino. The 48 teams will be split into 12 groups of 4. Defending champions Argentina have been placed in Group J, along with Jordan, Austria, and Algeria. Host countries Mexico will be in Group A with Korean Republic, South Africa, and the winner of the European Playoff D. Host Canada is in Group B with Switzerland, Qatar, and the winner of the European Playoff A. And the other host, the USA, is in Group D with Australia, Paraguay, and the winner of European Playoff C. Haiti making its first appearance since 1974, will be in Group C with Brazil, Scotland, and Morocco. And Curacao, making its first ever appearance at the World Cup, is in Group E. Finally, this morning, Castlebrew Secondary School made light work of Goodwill Secondary School as football action continued Friday in the under-20 division of the Sports Division Secondary Schools football competition at Newtown. Kenneth Valmore and Olson Gaspar both got hat-tricks as the Castlebrew Secondary School pounded the Goodwill Secondary School by 9-0. Caleb Dangleben, Roxon Kopel, and Shekwan Gustav also got a goal each. Meantime, in schools netball, defending under-16 champions,